Hello and welcome to Logan Lives in the Comments. I'm Logan Paulsen here with Santana and Fred Smoot, and let's get to these questions. So our first question is from Daniel Hoyle. Is there a concept in EB's offense that would magnify our red zone production? And what I'm going to say, Daniel, is that the answer is no. And what I mean by that, that sounds like a bad thing. Oh, that's kind of scary, this, that, and the other. But what I will say is our guy EB understands red zone concepts and knows what to apply to beat those concepts. So here we go. The first play we got here is what I call it's like a man beater, a mesh beater, right?
Yeah.
Gonna get these guys running across the formation here.
We hate that as defensive backs.
I'm
We
sure you
hate
do.
it. Yes.
I'm sure you do. And then the back is gonna leak out here. So the guy that's got the back in man-to-man coverage is this player right here.
Yep.
And basically we are sending all these offensive players out there to pick him. So the first thing EB did here, or the offensive coordinator, Andy Reid, they're working together, is identify that Arizona likes to play man coverage in the red zone.
Most important thing.
So then we got our best man beating concept, which is this pick play on the back. And what we get out of this is an awesome result. You get the back, you get this guy getting picked, a lot of traffic to work through there, and then you get the back open by a mile in the flat for an easy touchdown. So that's one concept. That's their man-beating concept.
Yep.
They also said, hey, well, not every team's going to play man-to-man coverage, right?
Yep.
They're also going to play quarters. Quarters is these guys in the back here. See, we got 4 guys playing this kind of red 4. And so how do we beat that? Well, we can manipulate it with the pen, like you always say, Fred.
Yep, whoop him with the pen.
We're going to take the back. We're going to motion him away, making a 4 receiver set to the far side of the field here. This safety, like you pointed out earlier, Fred, has to look and match that 4 receiver side, isolating this tight end, the backup tight end, one-on-one with the safety with outside leverage.
No,
right?
that's actually a corner with outside leverage to the big body on the little body, but it's a window, and that's the key to it.
And I'm glad that you said that, Fred, because they have created a beautiful throwing lane here for the quarterback. Because look at these guys, they've all got their back to this player.
Yeah.
This guy's expecting some type of help.
Inside.
They're not going to get it.
Yep.
So identifying A, the coverage that they're going to play in the red zone, B, how to maximize this matchup. Because if you put Travis Kelce out here, they're going to be paying attention to Travis Kelce.
Yes.
We got to maximize our playmakers, and he does a great job of that. Easy throw, easy catch, easy touchdown for an athletic tight end, and we got a whole bunch of those. Cole Turner, Amari Rodgers, whoever you want to make that play. So we've got quarters, we've got man-to-man coverage. What if it's cover 3? This is cover 3 right here, post safety. This guy's going to kind of drop to the thirds here, Darius Slay, and this is a great quarters beating concept here, right?
Yes.
You're going to get a post here by the outside receiver, which is awesome. Post. This guy's going to match it.
Yep.
And then you're going to get basically your flat player here, matching up Travis Kelce, and he's got to carry anything vertical. And he doesn't. That's not a very common thing that they have to do. So you get Travis Kelce working up on your guy. He's going to run an out and up, and you get exactly what you're looking for because this post safety can't get over to help.
Barbecue chicken.
Right, barbecue chicken, right?
And it's good, too.
It's good?
Yeah.
All right, I
Always good.
respect that. So easy touchdowns in the red zone. So what I'll say, Daniel, is there's not a specific play, right?
No.
It's a philosophy.
Yes.
It's how do we maximize what we do offensively to beat what you're doing defensively. And so that's something I think EB does a great job. He's got a nice history of it and maximizing your playmakers. And so that's exactly what he does there. Next question, Willis Lee. If you were a free agent, who would it be to complete this roster? And my answer is right now, free agency is pretty slim.
Yeah,
right.
slim
I looked at the free agent linebackers. There's no one in there that really jumps out to me.
Yeah.
Free agent offensive guards, not a lot of great guys. I was high on Isaiah Wynn.
Yeah.
You know who just signed him? Miami just signed him, right?
They
so
did.
hey. Not a lot of depth there, but if I'm looking for someone in free agency, I'm saying, is there someone that can add linebacker depth that kind of fits this vision here?
Yeah.
Is there someone at guard, right?
Yeah.
Is there someone at that Buffalo nickel spot?
Yeah.
Right now, there's not, but as we know, in the fourth wave of free agency, people open up, right?
Yeah. I would say Frank Clark. I would add another pass rusher to a group.
You and Frank Clark.
We lost Shaka Tony because of the gambling thing. So at the end of the day, I always think you need to have multiple guys at their position. All right, you got to realize this defensive line will be tested. So adding a veteran to this defensive line that they won a Super Bowl, you cannot beat that.
Yeah.
And he's looking at what's available now. I'm one of those guys that a lot of guys gonna get X'd.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's gonna be a big open. It's gonna be a huge list of guys you can basically pick from because there's gonna be a lot of guys that just didn't make the squad due to number situations.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. In that third wave of free agency, is there someone available that, hey, this fits a need? That's how we got Leno. And say what you want about Leno, he's been a very good,
Very
serviceable left tackle, a guy that you feel good about on your team. So keep an eye on that third wave of free agency. And like Fred said, there's only a couple guys in free agency, but maybe one of those guys strikes your fancy. All right, so Matthew, Yoel, Logan, do you think B-Rob and Antonio Gibson will share the ball an even amount? And my answer is, it depends, right?
Yeah.
It depends on EB's vision. Like that, we're talking about off-season program earlier, right? This is the time of year where you figure that stuff out, right?
Yes.
Where you say, this is what Gibson's really good at. This is what B-Rob's really good at. Can we find like kind of that perfect mixture to maximize both those
They
guys?
don't necessarily have to have an even amount. I think when you have both backs that's good at, what they normally know how to do best. When you have B-Rob, he's a guy, he's a pounder. He's gonna get you that extra yardage. He's gonna get you them yardage that sometime in situations where you feel like, no one else can do what he can do.
Yeah.
And then you have a guy in AG is, a lot of folks don't give him enough credit, but he's a threat outside that backfield. You know what I mean? He's a threat in the passing game.
And we just saw that red zone stuff, right?
So, he's going to be able to ignite something on his offense that we probably haven't tapped in yet when it comes to just him. We had other backs here playing that role. He's a guy that can have that role and probably play well at it.
No, I think EB is going to challenge both of them. He's going to challenge B-Rob to be more finesse on the outside, catch more balls, make more plays. He's gonna challenge AG. Let's see you run through the A in the B gap, and let me see you.
Because he can do it, right?
He can do it. And he gonna really talk to AG about pass protection. Because if I can pass, if I can get you to pass protect, I can throw you screens. And that's something that this fan base, we haven't been doing well for the last couple of years, not being able to throw screens. I'm gonna say 50-50 with these guys.
50-50.
That's a key. If AG can step up his pass protection, because we saw that. That's a lot of those times when you're in those critical situations and those downs, you will be off the field if you can't protect that quarterback. And I think that was a huge reason why we didn't see him on the field at times. Because you saw some of the plays where he just couldn't do it. And it's not something that he can't do. You just got to
get
better.
He played receiver.
Underneath him.
That's not something receivers do a ton of, is pass protect. So he's got to get that technique down, understand who to go to, how to handle that. I think that's a great point, Fred. I would have to say, if I was going to say touches, I'd say AG's probably going to catch more passes, and B-Rob's going to probably get more touches in the run game, because B-Rob's superpower is his vision and contact balance, while AG is that excellent satellite player that really kind of scares you with the ball in his hands. All right, Donnie Williams, he asked, is the fullback ever going to make a comeback in the NFL?
Ooh,
and to me, and I'm gonna go first, but I know you got strong feelings about the fullback,
I really love
which is weird coming from a defensive back. But I think that the fullback is kind of gone by the wayside. And what I mean by that is you want guys, especially with a 53-man roster, who can do multiple things. So that's why you see them taking, hey, our backup center, he's going to play fullback in certain situations. Or our backup tight end, he'll play fullback in certain situations. Because they add special teams value, they can line up in line, they can catch the football. Usually fullbacks are kind of these unathletic fire hydrants that are there to just hit you in the mouth, right? And I think that's kind of why that position's gone away. Obviously, like Kyle Juszczyk in San Francisco is a fullback, but he can line up inside, he can play teams, he can beat a linebacker on his choice. So making sure you're not compromising athleticism for the blocking ability, I think that's why the fullback position, the traditional fullback position, has changed so much.
We don't have the neck shorteners. That's what they used to be called. That's what London Fletcher called it. These guys here to short your neck. So at the end of the day, we don't have those guys. But you remember Mike Allstock, big fullback that was playing tailback. Now move him into your fullback position. He can play tailback when you need him. He can play tight. He can be your third move tight end. And special teams is where these guys really get their plays on it. And don't every team that got a fullback. Let's just talk about our cousins up the road there in Baltimore. They got a 300-pound fullback.
But he also plays tight end.
And I'm saying, so versatile, but it brings an identity. It brings a physicality. When you get off the bus and they got a fullback, cornerbacks are looking like they got a fullback. This is what I got to do today. I think it makes you look a little bit tough and feel tough.
To answer that question is, this game will always have a fullback. They'll be just playing other roles as well.
Right.
You're going to have that added tight end because he can do two or three things. He can play fullback and play special teams. So we will always see the fullback around, but it won't be just primarily to play that position.
I was going to say, you brought up Baltimore. That's a great example. Maybe one of the best fullbacks in the NFL, pure blocking fullbacks. But then you look at Dallas, right? They took their backup guard and he played fullback for them. So like Tana said, multiple different roles, kind of filling that out, and that's how you're going to get your fullbacks, right? So guys, thank you so much for the questions. That does it for us for today. Please leave more comments, man. We're having a ball answering these questions, right, guys?
No doubt.